Hello, everybody. Welcome to It's Morphin Time podcast, which is sponsored by Zion, the paradise for gamers, geeks, and nerds. I am Marcus, the Magma Cleric.
It's also brought to you by Epicon, the premier convention in Albany, Georgia. It's going down November 5th and 6th. We need you guys to be there. There's lots of stuff to do at Epicon. Vendors, cosplay, and celebrities. So please get your tickets now and keep it alive because this convention is totally epic. I am your friendly neighborhood admin, Talos Gundam.
And once again, make sure to check out the Zion store where they have everything a geek needs, from comics, board games, Magic the Gathering, and video games tournaments. It's a great place to hang out with your geeky friends. And I am Eric the Red.
Alright, guys, so our first episode of the very first Power Ranger podcast, which is going to be just fantastic. We are totally going to cheese it up by doing the totally noob thing of doing our first episode. We're going to do favorite first episodes from any of the season. I don't care if it's the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers up to Dino Supercharged.
Well, I do want to preface this. I am the noob here. By the time Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Season 3 came out, I would have just been born at the beginning of the year. So I have missed out on probably the good bits. So I will be the idiot.
Alrighty, so with that, we're also going to follow up our first favorite episode with the top 3 favorite episodes, which means you guys already know what our number 1 favorite episode would be. So,
of course.
With that being said, Talos, take it away, man.
Okay, my number 1 favorite episode, really and truly favorite, would have to be Zeo. When Zeo first opened, I'm not going to lie to you, I fell in love because when I heard the opening music was so powerful.
Oh, yeah.
For me, that just said, okay, watch this. Stick to the TV screen like a lizard and just stay there.
Zeo,
So yeah, for me that really touched on to me. I don't know about anybody else. It touched me.
Oh yeah,
it
man.
touched me.
Oh yeah, man.
It touched me.
That was a very good first episode. What about you, noob?
Yes.
Yep. Well, that's tough because of like most of my memories from the show were very young, so first episode is kind of a bit of a far grasp. But if I had to really pick one, Wild Force. Mainly because when I was younger, I was a huge animal fan. I mean, anything animal related, I generally would choose that. Even in some games, choosing the druid class because shape-shifting.
Right.
So having something like Wild Force and also that opening actually pretty got me pumped up. I mean, that was a pretty rocking opening. But yeah, that's mine, Wild Force.
I am going to have to say that's actually pretty good because Wild Force did have a good one. Zeo had an amazing one. I thought Zeo had an amazing new upbeat sound to it that Mighty Morphin was missing during the Alien series, during the Mighty Morphin Power Ranger series. But to me, and I am a diehard Lightspeed Rescue fan to the day I die.
I thought you were going to go with the originals there.
Mine is going to be part 1 and 2 of Time Force. I know it. I threw you for a loop right there with the Lightspeed.
Okay, now, I like Time Force. I do. I like Time Force. And I'm going to hit you back with the loop, but we're going to go see. While Time Force is really good, let me hit you with the Kanye. Time Force, you're really, really great, but we got to give it back up to Lightspeed because Lightspeed had you way before you were even thought of. Lightspeed was... Lightspeed, if I had to choose a second one, you can go ahead and say it. Lightspeed was it. Lightspeed and Zeo tied for me because, who doesn't love trains?
Oh yeah, trains are awesome.
Who doesn't love trains?
But I don't hate trains, but honestly, I don't care. And
right. But see, with me with Time Force, that's why it's my number 1. Lightspeed would be my number 2. Thank you for bringing that up. But with Time Force, it set everything up, and Power Rangers is not known for its deaths. Super Sentai, on the other hand, they kill people. Oh, it's Tuesday. Let's kill this Power Ranger. But Time Force did it to the point where, like, holy crap, the first episode just killed the Red Ranger. The bad guys set up and just freaking killed him.
Yeah, that did have a lot more to it. I mean, the guy pulling a sword literally out of his knee.
And I'm sorry.
That ramps things up.
I'm sorry, but Time Force is the best one that fully developed and gave a good story to the Pink Power Ranger.
True, I do give it that. But okay, yes, I'm more like, I'm gonna let folks know now, I'm more likely going to be the Super Sentai head here, because with Super Sentai, I love Mighty Morphin. I love my American Power Rangers. It started me off, but when they introduced that cocaine known as Super Sentai to me, I couldn't go back. I almost couldn't go back. I mean, I'm here for Dino Thunder. Don't get me wrong. And I'm going to be here for Ninja Steel. But that cocaine, though. I mean, cocaine's a hell of a drug.
It is.
It was there.
All right, Rick James.
Yeah.
So
what about you? After Wild Force, since you are somewhat new to this whole thing.
I wouldn't say new. I'm brought back into the interest because of you.
Right. So
I had an interest when I was younger, but so after Wild Force.
After Wild Force, what would be your second favorite first episode?
That's a tough one because
you can't go with Lightspeed, because we double down on Lightspeed.
My earliest memory, I have like a couple memories of Mighty Morphin, but nothing really good enough to pin an episode. Right. But after that, I can't remember anything up until Turbo, which is very like. I'm not saying it's bad. Just saying my memory of it is vague. Well, but I start to remember more and more up till around Wild Force, Ninja Storm. I remember a bit of SPD.
Ninja Storm had a good open.
The last I remember was Mystic Force. Right. I remember seeing one episode, and I was 11. Like, that's how old I was when I ended up. I stopped watching, not because I hated the show, but because stuff happens.
Right. Of course. I mean, a lot of people have stopped watching the show when as they get older. I mean, I've always been a diehard fan, but as I got older, it became unpopular in school, and you got your ass kicked in school for being the nerd. Oh yeah, it's not as cool as it is now. When you was a nerd back in the day, you got your ass kicked. I'm sorry.
But getting back to the question, it's a tough one. I mean, honestly, due to just how much I remember them, which is a bit of a bias, but that's really the only competitors here. Ninja Storm would come second, mainly because at the time, it can't be as that was and cheesy, and I only realized that just a couple of days ago, rewatching some episodes, and that got campy. But it was something that did spark an interest. It got me going, and it had, I think, the first time, to my knowledge, actually saying that there's Power Rangers around here. Right. I mean, you don't get that acknowledgement until later in Dino Thunder, where you have the Tommy episode. Yeah.
That's actually kind of cool that you remember that.
Yeah, that's one of the things. That's one of the biggest things. I remember Tommy. That was the biggest thing. That Tommy
wasn't he? He was
he was every black or additional ranger there is.
Well, yeah, but wasn't he in that episode? Wasn't he in that episode where he was frozen in some yellow carbonite Han Solo type crap because he couldn't?
I don't know. I mean, I can remember a bit, but that's not something I remember.
By the way, Jason David Frank, if you hear this, don't come kick my ass. I didn't say anything.
Don't kick mine. I have bad memory.
But, hey, me and you can go toe to toe. I don't care. That'll be a fun fight for me. I can't nobody say I wouldn't love it, because I'll be able to say, hey, guess what? I'm the only person around that got his ass kicked by Jason David Frank. Hey, it's lit.
Well, Scorpion might, but I don't see anyone asking Scorpion anything.
Yeah.
But so You were saying Ninja Storm would be your second one, right?
Yeah, because I was a big fan of ninjas, probably because of another show that came around, but...
Okay.
And I think I've been a fan of ninjas, though, for a while. I mean, a lot of the other Asian culture stuff does spark interest in me.
Right. Now, I might get some flack for this, because I actually have come
Well,
up
I'm pretty
with
sure I'm getting flack for liking liking episodes in the season that is the most cheesiest.
Oh, no, my friend. We are getting knee-deep in the shit right now. My third favorite...
Are we in France? Because is it going to get that cheesy that I have to move to France?
Probably.
Oh.
There we go.
My third favorite, because it just hit me, and it's kind of a big iffy with Power Ranger fans. I legitimately enjoyed both parts of Super Mega Force first episode. But that is because I enjoyed Gokaiger, and then I see where they were trying to blend Gokaiger with Super Mega Force, and it did not work. It did not work because they did not have veteran more than Samurai. What was it? Samurai Jungle Fury, and they didn't even have RPM in there. And he was one of the most recent before Samurai. So, until they did the whole big battle at the end of it, the Great War, which was basically water compared to the 100 Hero Great Battle, which featured every Super Sentai Ranger ever, whether it was stunt doubles in those suits or not. And they had them.
And let me guess, in the American version, they just don't have everyone do
They
that.
had Tommy.
Well, yeah,
They had some of the others too. I'm not going. They had.
But
some of
Tommy
the others.
does count for a couple Rangers though, because of how
They had They had a couple of the others as well. They had some of them from Power Rangers in Space.
Yeah, they
had some
Lost Galaxy.
From Lost Galaxy. As well as I forget some of the other ones. Like I said, I know there were a couple of more. They were there, and like they were grown to the point where even some of the older heads, if you didn't really truly pay attention to them, you wouldn't have recognized them.
Yeah, I mean, Saban doesn't have the best reputation from what I've read and stuff with older castmates. Once that season's done, he does not have the best reputation to keeping him. I mean, there was a time where I think it was Lost Galaxy was teaming up with Lightspeed, or Lightspeed was teaming up with Time Force.
Yes.
And they got pushed back. The older season got pushed back, and the newer season got pushed back for a focal point of a girl who was scared of a monster.
Yes.
And so there's that. But that's my 3 first episodes.
Well,
You've got two. You got two.
We meet both me and.
Well, okay. As far as it goes for me having a third favorite, I mean, like I said, the first two I came off with really actually tied. So I'm actually down one. If I'm gonna put my last two out here, truthfully, I have to go with being second. I have to go with the original Mighty Morphin because. Like I said, it started me off, and I'm not even gonna lie to you. Dragon Zord, dear God, Death Kaiju. Yes, thank you so much for being what you were and what you are. Because I'm gonna toss this in here again. First off, no one can say, as a Super Sentai fan and as a Mighty Morphin fan, that they did not do the Dragon Zord the actual justice that it was supposed to do. Because when Dragon Zord came onto the scene, in both, it did its job. Right. It destroyed everything. Nothing could beat it.
Oh, hey, there's a giant monster, Dragon Zord.
Boop. Okay, there was monsters that were bigger than Dragon Zord when he first showed up. Dragon Zord looked at them and said, guess what? Here's a tail. I have a drill. Lay down.
Yeah.
I love that.
I actually have an interesting story. I dug up some history of the Dragon Zord, and if we had video, you guys would see our mascot is my black and gold Dragon Zord, which is looking at me and it is so freaking beautiful.
Yes, it is.
But
yes, it is.
The Dragon Zord was actually going to be a new Mecha Godzilla. It was going to be a new version of it.
Yes.
But instead, I believe the story goes that the blueprints for the outfit got passed on to Toei. Isn't it Toei?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Toei. And they used that for Caesar Dragon, which is the Dragon Zord on Super Sentai.
So that's why it doesn't have wings.
Right.
Yes.
All right. So,
I guess
you got any more?
Okay,
answer
like I
it?
say, besides just that,
Yeah,
for what
you
I have, truthfully, for my last one, I have to give it up to Mystic Force.
Oh, nice.
I have to give it up to Mystic Force. Mystic Force, they were the most epic, and not only that, I had the toys. The toys is what really made it for me because
Fist bump.
the toys is what really made it for me because I'm not even gonna lie to you. Nowadays, you can't find them. You can look so hard. You can look on eBay. You can look on Amazon. You're close to almost not finding them on Amazon. A lot of people don't want to give up Mystic Force toys. But Mystic Force was great, especially, I want to say his name right. I want to get it right. Sinestro, the horse.
Yes.
I want to make sure I get it right.
I think you actually got that name wrong because I was watching some of the episodes earlier today.
I think,
Oh,
I hope I got it right.
I can't. I don't know the right pronunciation, but
I think
you're
it's either
close.
Sinestro or Celestro.
Celestro.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Celestro. That's what it is. Yes, that's what it is. My apologies. But the horse, awesome.
I actually, you were talking about the toys. I actually recently looked up the toys for eBay. The closest you can get is the Bandai of Japan stuff, which is the older one. But if you actually go on eBay or go to imageanime.com or go to, I don't think it has a .com. I think you have to go to New York for it. But or go to CS Toys. CS Toys ain't gonna have it. But the Super Sentai toys are actually cheaper than the Power Ranger toys.
I've heard that too. I've actually heard that.
But they're better quality. They're actually die cast metal in those toys.
Really?
Yes. All right.
Yes.
So Eric.
Well, since that jackass over there, because I was thinking because I actually am enjoying Mystic Force. I mean, it had this cheesy moments. I mean, it's definitely a Power Ranger show, but I actually am enjoying it. I mean, it's nice to see the show quality go up. I mean, it's nice to see the animation. The CG isn't as bad as the gerbil from the Ninja
Yeah.
Storm. Which
It
I
was a
did-
hamster though, but
Guinea pig.
Guinea pig. Yeah, there we go.
I did not realize until we were watching it how bad that CG was. I mean, Wild Horse can get away with it because I think that was the first time.
Yeah.
And I'm not expecting Pixar level stuff because they generally work on it for years.
Right.
But I'm like, this thing looked like it came out of a PS2 graphic. It just like, and I'm not talking later PS2 like Kingdom Hearts, which has pretty interesting graphics. I'm talking like early, like maybe if anyone's played it, Gauntlet. But anyway, since
Gauntlet's pretty good.
yeah, it is, but the graphics, most of the graphics don't hold up now.
So you seen anything new for Power Rangers?
Right now, I'm looking on my phone and stuff.
But okay, so
Like, I
since
get so much
Mystic
stuff.
Force got taken out,
Oh no, you could go with Mystic Force.
yeah,
How
but
Vietnam
I
went for
don't want-
Lightspeed Rescue.
For the sake of variety, I don't want repeating stuff.
Oh
Yeah, I
yeah,
understand.
that's true.
Because
I
if
understand.
people are watching this who are
Because nobody
new,
knows but me and Melvin are gonna go have a knife fight over Lightspeed Rescue once this
Look,
podcast is over
Look,
with.
hey,
But-
just so y'all know, Force Recon. Anyway,
But-
y'all didn't hear that from me.
I mean, you don't know how many people are going to be listening to this getting into Power Rangers.
Right.
Because the new movie's coming out, and that's going to spark some interest in new people.
Right.
And we'll get to that later, believe me, we will. But SPD, I can't remember the first episode, but mainly for the stuff that they bring. I am a big space fan. I mean, I enjoy Mass Effect. I enjoy a large variety of stuff. I mean,
Right.
I mean, Magic and Mystic Force is why I like Mystic Force. But it's just something about SPD and also the fact that they have a half dog and a half cat working together. Why is there not mass hysteria?
Right.
That hit close to home. SPD is one of the ones I like too. I love SPD.
I feel sorry that I don't know more about it. I mean, I feel sorry I didn't watch more of it thinking about it because, I mean, I know very little. I mean, the most I can remember, and this kind of goes for a lot of the other ones, I remember a lot of the more joke episodes.
Right.
Like in Dino Thunder, when they actually were laughing at a parody of their own sort of show.
Yeah. Which
And
was Super Sentai. They were watching Super Sentai,
Wait,
which is
wait,
hilarious.
Were they
Yes.
watching actual Super Sentai?
Yes.
I did not know that.
They were actually watching Super Sentai. That was my dog, if y'all could hear him in the background.
Going crazy over something?
But you were just talking about jokes and stuff, and you had mentioned
even in Ninja Storm they had that entire episode where Lothor, and man, he does not look like an evil ninja. He looks like a Mexican wrestler.
right.
But they had that episode where the Blue Ranger goes to an alternate universe where Lothor and all his minions are good.
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, if that's not a joke episode, I don't know what is.
Well, like you were saying, joke episode. Earlier you were talking about Turbo.
Yeah.
The Super Sentai counterpart to Turbo was supposed to be is a parody of Power Rangers. is a complete parody because there's like
Is that
one
basically parodying yourself?
Zeo, the Super Sentai O Ranger, which is Zeo's Sentai counterpart, did not do well in Japan. It was too serious. So they lightened it up and brought in
And of course,
Car
because Power Rangers was kind of the dumbed down version.
And so when they came to bring Turbo in, they were actually trying to go for more darker stuff, but they couldn't. That's why they were baked into a fucking pizza. And we will get to that part in one episode. Yeah.
Okay, I'm glad because that has me confused.
They was baked into it. I don't want to even get into the pizza.
That sounds like...
Melvin, you know.
We ain't talking about it. We ain't talking
All right,
about
so-
none of it.
Fair enough.
Alright, with the new movie coming out in 2017, we have been getting new posters. And recently we have gotten new movie posters. Have you guys seen these movie posters?
I want to get my piece out first because my piece is going to be probably the shorter of the two and probably the more contained.
Alright, go ahead with it.
Okay, first off, what are they hiding? Just right out of the bat, because we're getting like glimpses of it, and most people who would be old enough to see it know what they look like. All of us Power Rangers fans know what the originals would look like. I do, and I have no recollection of Mighty Morphin. I mean, we all know what they look like. You have the dinosaur, the pterodactyl, the mastodon, I can't remember off the top of my head, but we know what they look like.
It's like a really bad striptease.
Yeah, it is.
Like, you know what she or he looks like underneath.
Yeah.
Stop teasing us and show us.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, this could have been a great way to show off, hey, these aren't guys in suits anymore.
Right.
I mean, we've gone a long way since Mighty Morphin came out in CG. Look at most of the movies out now. They mostly use CG. We're going to get some awesome looking Zords. Show them off properly. And they look... It seems like they don't look robotic. It seems like they look sort of half organic with the design as well.
Well, if it would make more sense if they was going for a half organic thing, because they've come out and said that the suits aren't from the power grid. They are actually more along the line of alien suits. They're alien symbiotes, basically, which is again kind of iffy with that one.
Well, we've seen how symbiotes have done with superheroes before. Spider-Man 3.
Yeah. But
I mean, and that's something else I want to say real quick. We're gonna see some pretty awesome suits. We're gonna see awesome stuff. And I kind of thought that they were robotic, all of them. I mean, you really didn't get till like what Wild Force until that we actually got some more nature stuff. Again, just going off of bad information, so none of you backstab me. I mean, it seems like they all look too robotic. Even Mystic Force, where it's supposed to be magic, it seems like the Zords are too much robots instead of like magical things.
Right.
I mean, you have creatures that look more organic in there, and they give you like it's pure magic.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I have no problem with the Red Ranger riding a motorbike, but they look too robotic for me for magic. But then that's me. I've seen robots through Power Rangers the entire time.
Okay.
So
there he goes.
Now, I'm not sure how loud this will get, so some people might want to turn their volume down.
Okay. First of all, at this point in time, if you have kids in the room, I suggest you tell them to go away. Go far, far away, because what I'm about to say...
We was PG-13. We are going straight R.
What I'm about to say right now is coming from the full soul of me. So, let's get started. What the actual fuck? First of all, let me say it like it is. Why, Zordon, why did you ask Tony Stark to build you a set of robotic teenagers? And then to top it off, you basically gave them exoskeleton Zords.
Well, hey, if you need someone to build suits of armor, I mean, Stark has the armor
No.
everything.
No. I understand, yes. Time it's sometimes a time for change. Yes, it's sometimes a time to make things a little bit better. But there is no way on God's green earth that you just sit here and tell me that you're going to allow for these mechanical looking suits to be used. No. On top of that, I understand you trying to go away from tradition, but why is it that the Blue Ranger's black?
Wait, seriously?
Why is the Blue Ranger? Why is the Blue Ranger black? Tell me this, oh wise one. Why is the Blue Ranger black? Fuck all that. I'm sorry. Yes, I'm using the words. I'm using it. No. First of all, there is no way this Blue Ranger. I understand. I'm a black person myself. Y'all may not know it. I'm a black person myself. But I want you to understand. No, I'm not being racist to my own skin color. I'm not an Uncle Ruckus. But there is no reason for a black Blue Ranger. No, we ain't even finna go there. We're not even finna put ourselves in that box.
Well, to be fair, the Yellow Ranger is white and the supposed Pink Ranger is Asian.
That's the reason why I'm still trying to figure out how is it this whole team got mixed up. It's like you said, hey, okay, we have the Red Ranger defined. We're in a rush, so let's just shake the team up, shall we? Shake it up in the box. Next up, Pink Ranger, Asian. Okay, next up, Blue Ranger, black. No, you don't do that.
Why?
No.
Why?
Why? Simply because this first team, if you're making this based off the first team, and you said you were, then get the order right. I want to see the true order. I want to see how it's supposed to be. Don't switch it up and tell me you basing it off the original thing. Right. Don't switch it up.
Well, they could have the same personalities in the end.
Even with the same personalities. Excuse me.
Well,
okay.
Supposedly they are going to have the same personalities.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, then what's the point of the ethnicity?
Like I said, right here, right now, I'm tossing shade. You're not going to have
the Blue Ranger all of a sudden pull a pistol out and cap someone in the ass.
Like I said, I'm tossing shade. I'm tossing high class shade. I'm gonna sip my tea on this end. I'm tossing shade. Let me tell you something. Getting away from them, going back to the Zord posters. What the hell? They told you. Okay. Fans said, if you give us garbage, we gonna talk about it.
And we are.
Well, the good and the bad.
It's all bad to me.
I'm talking about Power Rangers.
First off, Black Ranger.
Not just a movie.
Black Ranger. Black Ranger. Let's get to the nitty gritty. Black Ranger. Okay, what the hell is he riding? Is that a mastodon or just a 3-pronged fork? That's what it looked like. I'm sorry, I'm being loud. My bad. That's what it looked like.
Well, yeah, I agree. I mean, you can't even tell that's an elephant of any variety.
If you guys could see the intensity that Talos is over here throwing.
Look, I'm just saying, okay, I understand, yeah, you trying to hide it a little bit, but, okay, true Power Ranger fans know what it is, so there was no reason to hide it.
Yeah, but
Secondly,
there are new people who are coming in, and that's kind of why you just showed the whole Zord.
Even with new people. Look, let me throw my hands up like Harambe for a minute. No! No!
We have dicks out for Harambe right now.
No!
Well, I'm not defending the strip tease of the Zord. I'm saying, like, show us the entirety.
Strip tease? That was a strip tease?
I'm
a very bad
I'm
strip
referencing.
tease. Like, you've seen them naked. Why are you teasing me?
Yeah,
Just show me the damn thing.
Look, I understand that. Yes, I understand that. But, okay, getting on to the next fucked up ass sword. Pink Ranger. Can you tell it's a pterodactyl?
No. We can't tell what it is.
The only Zords you can tell are what they are is the Triceratops and the Tyrannosaurus. But then the Tyrannosaurus looks like a fucking velociraptor. What the fuck is that?
I will say the Tyrannosaurus, I've seen that design before, and it's called Grimlock from the Michael Bay fucking movies.
Me want Grimlock. Me gonna steal it from Michael Bay.
Exactly.
Me gonna steal all the explosions. What the fuck? No! Excuse me, as a Transformers head as well? No! How the fuck can you strip Grimlock down like that and just say we're gonna paint him all over red and gray and gunmetal? That's what we're gonna do. No!
Let's be fair. This isn't the first time. Power Rangers that just went off with something else. I mean, I believe you told me, Magma, that Saban is notorious for cutting corners.
He is very notorious.
But this is still no excuse to just cut. I mean, you're not Saban. It's still no excuse to just steal.
Thank you. If you want fans, you don't cut corners. You never cut corners. You don't just sit here and pull a Huey and just say, damn the budget. You use your budget. you use your budget. You make it. Don't get frugal and be like, oh yeah, we're just going to give them half-ass shit. No!
Well, we don't fully know. I mean, I really wish it would have shown everything because, CGI has gone such a long way, as I said, since the original. You could have shown us the entirety of it, and we probably would have been better about it. Yeah, we still would be here bitching about how some of them look, but you guys are hardcore fans.
I'm just gonna say like this: CGI can suck all of the hairiness off of Harambe's left back. That's all I'm going to tell you. No,
I wanna throw this out here. So the Blue Ranger is supposed to be Billy. They are supposed to have all the characteristics of the people.
I've never heard of a black guy named Billy.
I've actually met a couple.
Oh wow.
But if he's supposed to be Billy and he's supposed to be the nerd and stuff, I know that nerds nowadays are like awesome as shit and everybody loves them.
And it wouldn't be the first time we've seen a black nerd.
But I mean, come on, black nerd Andre, hello. That's a shout out, by the way.
Well,
like our stuff.
Yes. Shout out to stuff that no one knows.
So, they know Andre the Black Nerd.
Yes, they know Andre.
But Billy is not supposed to be laying down on his sword, chilling like he's some kind of felon. I'm sorry. If I were to keep him the way he was supposed to be, I would have loved to see him working on one of the horns. Maybe he's studying up on the Zords or something. Not fucking chilling with this Megazord like, hey, yo, Triceratops, we're going to go around here and we're going to get us some ladies. What you think about that?
All right,
yeah. I'm waiting for...
That's a fair point there. That's a fair point.
I can see the Black Ranger, Zach, chilling out on his sword.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Mastodon.
Somebody else said it. First of all, my thing is, from what I'm gonna tell you my prediction as to how these Zords look. What they did, they took a set of toys. They took a set of retarded ass toys, and I mean these were the retarded ones. You know, look. Excuse me. For those of y'all that play Final Fantasy, you gonna hear this in this voice. If you play Final Fantasy 12, you know old Dallin. So you gonna hear it in this voice. You know the one. You know the one set of toys. You know the one. Those fucked up ass sets of toys where when the Mastodon basically looks like a fucking square box with tusks standing outside and he doesn't have no leg move and all he does is this.
You know,
like his legs don't have no articulation.
I was gonna say, like, no one's gonna be seeing that, right? Like,
I understand. I'm just saying, like if you can see me right now, basically y'all know which toys. We ain't got to even front.
Yeah,
y'all know which toys.
And honestly, I can see it too because I mean, if they go that way, then it's just full Saban. And honestly, that'd be kind of bad because I've seen. I mean, like in Ninja Storm, I've seen their weapons like completely be the same as the toys, and just like no.
Which is why I'm saying it like it is. I love y'all at Saban. I understand how y'all work, but I'm gonna say it like it is. Fuck Saban because y'all fucking up. Y'all fucked up big time. Really and truly, I want you to understand. Y'all need to do right. If you're going to do Power Rangers, do it right. Anything that comes from y'all era, look, anything that spells out otaku. that's how I'm putting this. Anything that spells out otaku. Because if you do this, I don't want to hear you talking about why the fans complaining. Because you gave us shit. You gave us bullshit. Not only that, this is my other thing. I say this like it is. I'm loving the fact of Rita. I love it.
Yeah, Rita looks way better than in the original.
I love Rita, but please, if y'all decide to continue this on, don't do a time skip and forget about Tommy. Don't you forget about my Dragon Zord. You forget about my Dragon Zord at any given time. I promise you, Saban, we're done. I'm breaking up with you.
Well, they've already shown that they got the green dragon coin, which, I'm sorry, all the coins so far have looked like jelly-filled donuts right now.
Crap! Let's tell it how it is. It looks like shit! It looks like straight garbage!
So far, the only thing good that's come out compared to you guys is how Rita looks.
Well, if you got an ass like that...
I'm just saying, though. Look. If my wife hears this, I'm just going to tell y'all now, I love you, but you understand, Rita is bae, especially at this point right now, because, like, Rita had an ass. Rita is what I wanted.
And she no longer has...
You're going to have to fight someone to get to Rita, right?
Oh,
the walking suit of flesh himself, Zed.
Look, I don't really care. Zed can kick all these
rocks.
Oh,
speaking of that, if this movie is successful, how badass would it look? With technology today, that if they bring Zed in for the second movie,
that would be incredible. Because it's like the first one, like Zed doesn't look. The practical effects back then don't do Zed justice. I mean, yeah, I get he's supposed to be a walking suit of like flesh and all that, but what the movie making technology we have now would do way better. He will look way more badass.
Right. All right, so I'm going, before we move on to our actual sponsors again, because we have to talk about them again, I am going to piss off our resident Gundam over here. Well, shall we just say the Dragon Zord? I just pulled up, it's coming to the New York Comic Con. It's going to be the first release of them. But the new Red Ranger from the new movie Legacy figure with the first reveal of the brand new Power Sword. So be prepared.
He said Legacy.
Be prepared.
If it's a Legacy figure, I'm finna be mad. Oh, you garbage! You mother. Woo!
And that's the new. And by the way,
first of all, why the fuck is his chest blue, Jesus? Whoa! Okay, excuse me.
Hold on. This is a Legacy for the movie, right?
Yeah. Yes, that's Legacy for the movie. His chest should not be blue. He had no blue on him at no time. Where, how, Sway? How?
I can see it, but it does not. it looks solid blue, not that kind of misty stuff that's...
It don't even look gunmetal blue. It looks freaking blue. It looks like they put a freaking blue diamond in his shit and said, we'll go with this.
I do want to say, though, from what I've seen, his power sword actually comes out of the suit and becomes part of his hand, which is both weird, but I'm always a fan of... I'm just a fan of weapons coming out of suits.
I'm a fan of weapons coming out of armor on you, yes. But for Power Rangers? Excuse me, how they gonna combine their weapon?
That is true.
Oh yeah, because of course, in order to be whatever... We know what's going to happen in the film. They're going to get the Megazord. Before that, they're going to combine their weapons to defeat the guy.
So we're going from R-rated back to at least PG-13.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave it long. You know what? You can bring your kids back in the room at this point.
How many fucks are allowed in PG-13?
Not enough.
Look.
Well, I'm going. Okay, then I'm going to be breaking it today. We're just going to be breaking the PG-13 rating just for the amount of times I will say fuck, and we just broke it.
Look, so that's it for today for me.
Yeah,
I'm good.
we're bringing it back down. Because we actually have to once again announce our sponsor, which is Zion, paradise for geeks and gamers and nerds all alike. You go there and get your game on.
Yes, please, y'all. Once again, for everybody that hears this, I know you probably go to cons and everything. Please come out to Epicon. This is a Southwest Georgia con. This is our second year trying to have this con. We had our first year last year. It was great. It was awesome.
I feel bad that I missed it.
Please come out because this is something that we're not trying to lose. We want to keep this going. And the more people that come out, the more stuff we can have. I want to be better than Dragon Con. I'm sorry.
That last one was 30 years ago.
I mean, before then, which he brings up a good point. Before then, last one was a Star Trek convention.
30 years ago.
What?
30 years ago. Like, I literally asked my parents about it. My mom is a Star Trek and Star Wars fan. And, she was like, yeah, I didn't get a chance to go. But, I mean, it was there at the Civic Center. We're trying to have it at our Civic Center. Come on, folks. Just come out.
Yeah, we need
November 5th and 6th. Come out.
Oh yeah. I mean, we need to have more stuff like this because nowadays geek culture and all that's actually become pop culture. I mean, if we don't have these cons, then we're gonna.
Yes. Look, y'all, come get your tickets.
You can get them at Zion.
Yes.
Which is sponsoring this show.
Zion is a great place to get them. I mean,
along with comics,
board
games.
Come on out to Zion, y'all. Come on out to Zion.
Pretty much everything nerd related.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get back on topic.
Okay, so our next topic is, would you like to, you can, I'll pass the paper around, make everybody feel special.
Yes, okay.
Well, I feel special because I'm the one who knows the least.
Yes, okay, our next topic is our memories of the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Now, our resident noob over there is going to have a very fun time with this.
Oh yeah, because I pretty much expressed I know very little aside from what can be seen easily on internet with just a search.
So but yeah, that's our next topic. And I'm gonna start off with myself. My memories of Mighty Morphin, like I said, comes back to when Tommy first was introduced. Those are some of the great memories because when Tommy was first introduced, before then, anybody who was growing up in that era, you never thought any Ranger would be considered evil. But for you to bring in a Ranger, the Green Ranger itself, you not only brought in the color green and made it one of the most popular colors, you brought in something that was mythical at the time that a lot of kids loved and never thought you would see, a Dragon Zord. While, yes, it looked like Godzilla, it made more kids watch Godzilla. Like, most of the kids of my time will tell you, hey, we watched Godzilla. Godzilla and Dragon Zord, they were the best toys out there because guess what? They were invincible. Like, nothing beat them. Like, if they came out, okay, yeah, it was about that monster was either dead or about to be dead. There was nothing left for that monster to do but just lay down, take the beating, and die.
Right.
So, like, for me, you know, and not only that, as a kid, the reason why I love Tommy the most is because as a kid, I had the dagger.
Oh, yeah.
I had the dagger. It was the working flute when it that.
Oh,
And
wow.
I practiced to the point where I could do the song with one hand.
Can you do it now?
I don't know. Maybe I can, maybe I can't. But I could do the song with one hand. And I loved it. That was the first thing I ever got on Christmas. I remember the morning I got it. Me and my cousin were still watching Power Rangers, and my aunt just dropped it in my lap and said, "Hey, Merry Christmas." I saw the box. I said, "What is this?" Like, just open it. First thing I pulled out was the Green Dragon Zord toy. I was like, "Oh my god!"
And then
next came the dagger. I was like, "Ah!" I died.
Right. So before we get to the noob who was born during the worst season of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
I sadly my parents didn't get to. Well, I'm going to go R-rated here for just a moment. My parents didn't fuck soon enough for me to be born to enjoy Power Rangers. I mean, and even if at that time I would have missed them all, but I probably would have caught Zeo and then would have remembered more of Turbo.
Right. All right. So my memories actually start off.
Well, can I? Because I think I should get a little bit more time. Not to,
yeah.
but I want to sort of explain something that I noticed. I mean,
Okay, go ahead.
it's related to the Green Ranger.
Right.
Okay.
Right, go
It seems
ahead.
like Power Rangers has made that sort of a cliche of their show. I mean, every time there's these new Rangers, we know from the get-go they're going to be good. Like, okay, they're going to be a challenge, you're going to beat them. Hey, we're good now for some reason.
Right.
I mean, Ninja Storm, we had two of them, but they became good. Wild Force had the Wolf guy, who honestly could have went the entire time without going good.
True.
Because he wasn't really a Ranger.
He was actually. A lot of people don't know this unless you're a hardcore Power Ranger fan.
Mm-hmm.
I believe he was American made.
Yes, he was.
He was American made.
I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
He was not in the Sentai at all.
No.
Zanaku, that was his name.
Yeah, Zanaku, but of course he became Merrick.
Yeah.
Which he wasn't bad. It's not necessarily bad. It's just that this is sort of a running thing that
Right.
every time that they have a new guy, he's going to eventually become good. Now, it wouldn't be so bad to have a Ranger pop up on the evil side that is a formidable challenge that they have to actually work up and they beat, and now the Ranger's still evil, but we can now beat this Ranger.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I feel like that's something that they should add just to mix the pot up. Because no one would really expect it at this point.
Yeah.
Because
I
you're
agree.
just like, oh, okay, we have the evil Ranger. When's it gonna come good? Series is done. What?
Like, okay, I'm not even gonna lie. They almost did that with the Sentai version of Dino Thunder. The Sentai version of Dino Thunder, once again, like I said, I'm the Sentai head here. Sentai version of Dino Thunder, the White Ranger, he actually almost, to the point where he almost didn't become good at all. And he was basically about to stomp them in the floor. Like he every time he showed up, it was almost okay. I'm finna put a beating on you.
And then for some reason he just turns away.
Turn certain reason turned good. Saved the whole team basically because okay, for those kids that's in the room, I'm gonna tell you once again. Yes, we're grown folks here, so it must be known. He dies. His whole Zord flew into the sun. He had cancer, and he was going to die. And he was so injured, he saved the team. And his Zord, feeling so sorry for him, took all of the evil energy, absorbed it into itself, and flew off into the sun with him on.
It's been a while since I've seen.
That would have made Dino something way more interesting. It's like, what?
Well, see, that's the reason why they can't go, because they wanted to make it towards kids, where in Japan it is kids and adults, because
But
it's
we
way
have
more darker.
shows way more similar than that now that are for both kids and adults
Well,
that do
yeah.
tackle some serious stuff.
Which Saban is seeing, because I have been noticing because I've watched Cure Ranger, which is Dino Charge right now, and a lot of their stuff is very similar to what they've done in the show. In fact, a lot of their plot lines are very similar to the show. So we could be seeing a more serious Power Rangers, just not yet. But at the time of Power Rangers coming out, it was push the toys, push the toys,
of
push
course,
the toys.
as many stuff geared towards kids was.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, how many Saturday morning cartoons were there that were just pushing toys?
Ultimate Muscle.
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah.
I mean, like, you can't, like, from, like, that was, oh, hey, here's an entire show. Well, Yu-Gi-Oh! And Beyblade were just that. I mean, we have an entire anime based around a product.
80s was real good. Transformers.
Yes.
Not nothing but
Transformers like Hasbro, they were about pushing the toys, and I can't blame them because
then they
the figures were all nothing but toys. So like they were nothing but Transformers. They were nothing but transformable vehicles that any kid got. It's like, ooh, little pieces. I can move this. Yeah. So yeah, they played on kids like.
I'm not a big Transformer. I know some. I'm not a huge fan of it. Well, but I'm a huge fan of the newer stuff. Not Michael Bay, but of like from Transformers, Beast Wars, and up.
Yes. Okay.
Didn't they have like 500 or 800 freaking Transformers? Wasn't there like a Predator thing where like they were like little bugs and they bump into you and transform into like humans or whatever?
Yes, there was some stuff that really would do that. So
okay,
so there was some stuff that really would do that. But like legit, that's how it is. But getting back to these memories.
Okay, so I believe we were back on me. All right, so my memory actually comes not from the TV show. Even though I lived in Japan for like 5 years, my first memory of Power Rangers was Tommy, Mighty Morphin Power Ranger, flip head action. I had every single flip head, and I had the cheap rubbery stuff that you can stretch and stuff or bend. And if you bend it too much, a little metal piece pokes out of them and stabs the hell out of you. But it got me into it because at the time I watched the Sentai because when we lived in Japan, we didn't have American cable yet, so we had to watch Japanese cable, which is great because at the time I believe O-Ranger was on. Yeah, O-Ranger, because O-Ranger masks were like everywhere during the Cherry Festival. But my favorite memory of it was seeing the pig. Was it the hog pig?
Yes.
It was Bulk's pig, and it got transformed, and they had this big food fight. And the monster came in and ate everybody's food. And then, like, the Rangers, who have been kicking ass this whole time, go up against him. Porky the Pig, I think his name is. And basically goes to attack him with their new awesome, cool power weapons that they've been using in the past couple episodes. He sucks it up. Just sucks it all up. And then they're like, well, what the hell do we have to do? He's sucked up all of our weapons. It was the first time I was a child. It was the first time I actually felt like the Rangers were in danger. I was like, holy crap, these guys are not going to survive him. He is going to wreck their shit.
Oh, yeah.
And he almost did until, of course, the end of the episode where I think they Billy made a new weapon for him, or Zordon gave him a new weapon, and basically they shot. No, they didn't. I am sorry. They made a spicy ass sub sandwich, a hero sandwich, so spicy that he had to puke all their weapons back up.
Yes.
And then they combined them and defeated him, and they summoned the Zord and did that. But other than that, my other memories are the Dragon Zord and the most badass thing I have ever seen in my life. And if I ever get to have it, I will own it and it will never leave that form. I am talking about the Ultra Megazord with the Ultra Zord and Megazord in dragon fighting mode. I think with the Dragon Zord on his shoulders and stuff. And riding Titanus. That is the most badass scene ever. But more or less, yes, I like the episodes and stuff, but my memories come from the experiences and stuff. Come from my experiences with the Power Rangers. We were in Japan, and there was a book. I don't know if it ever got released in Japan. I mean, in America. But there was a book you can go and you can have your name. Somebody will print your name in it, and you can go on an adventure with like Donald Duck, Mickey Mouse, the Power Rangers, and I got the Power Rangers one. And along with that one, I got 2 more books that had detailed stuff about the Megazords, detailed stuff about the characters and what they ate for lunch and everything, what they did as the hobbies. I was a diehard fan. I had the sleeping bag, I had the pillow, I had the blanket, I had... Melvin might remember this.
Just picture a decked out room in Power Rangers, pretty much.
Melvin might remember this. Y'all might remember this too. The little, I want to say they were like fighting buddies.
Oh, yes.
They were like pillows, but they were in the shape of the Rangers.
Yes.
And I had every single one of them. Along with 4 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but that's a whole nother story.
That's what we're not going to be doing on this podcast.
Nah. Well, we might talk about In Space, which their first episode had Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles team up with them. But that's a whole nother thing. Calm down. We can't have another R-rated segment here.
Sheesh, I'm Eric's already.
The sponsors are calling me now.
Yes, of course.
They're like,
yes, we can hear it. But seriously, I'm going Eric's red. You're one angrier than a barbarian.
Because I mean, hey, I like I said, I love Super Sentai. I'm a Super Sentai head. I love Mighty Morphin, and my thing is, it's just certain stuff that was done that should not have been done. Correction. It's certain stuff they could have done way better.
See what you started? We're back on the 2017 movie.
But okay, I'm leaving. Like I said, I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm going to leave it alone.
I just want to say, you know why they did it, though.
I do. Yeah, I know why they did it, and that's the reason why I say I'm not going to say, you know.
I mean, let's not sugarcoat this. We know this was a kid show all along.
Right.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean we as adults can't like it anyway.
Right. Oh, and before we move on to Eric's memories of the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers series, the most badass, I think it was in Season 2 or Season 1, the most badass thing ever happened. Green Ranger fought the White Ranger for like a split 2-3 minutes, maybe,
yes.
And then it was over. And the evil Tommy was like, oh, well, I've seen the error of my ways. I will go back to time and not... No, he was controlled by an evil sorcerer.
Yes, he was.
Yeah, that's right. I am thinking of 2 totally different things. Okay, so, Eric, you are the resident noob of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
We already went through that, and I think I used my sort of spot on this going on about how we have these constant evil rangers who go good, and we all see it coming a mile away.
Which, since we got back onto that, did you guys know, originally planned, the Titanium Ranger was supposed to be all the way evil until the end of it, where he eventually turns and becomes good.
Yes.
I have not heard of the Titanium Ranger.
The Titanium Ranger is the very first American-made Power Ranger for Lightspeed Rescue. In fact, Lightspeed Rescue, the reason why it's one of my all-time favorite seasons of ever is because it was mainly American. They used hardly any, even some of the fight scenes was American shot. They used hardly any of the Sentai footage. Which the Sentai was 5 siblings got who yeah, it was weird.
I do want to bring something else up, and this is going to be like one of those boneheaded guy things. For a children's show, it seems like some of the female villains have a bit of risky outfits.
That is true.
I mean, I've seen some of the stuff they've done in Sentai, and it's like, I mean, I can't remember what her name was from Mystic Force, the vampire woman. Do you know?
I know who you're talking about. Yes.
Yeah, I actually saw her other one, like her Sentai version.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I can see that, but it still seems like you have teeth just barely covering.
Well, if you look back before the Mighty Morphin Power era, if you look back into that Sentai before it got adapted into the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, there's a lot of the chicks there that are like either fully covered or hardly covered at all.
Yes, indeed.
All right, so with that being said, we set our original memories and memories of the original thing. We have a segment of the show where we either dedicate it to certain people on YouTube who are Power Ranger fans and fanatics, or certain people on Facebook, or just highlight certain groups or whatever. Or we just keep talking about random Power Ranger stuff. But this is the YouTube corner moment, and I want to give a quick shout out to congratulations, actually, not a shout out, to Bruno and Mia. Hashtag I'm Team Bruno, by the way. Congratulations, guys, on getting engaged. It's 16 years. I've watched your show for about 2 years now. I'm sorry I caught on late, but MMPR Toys and Divided by One is a very excellent show. You guys deserve each other. I'm very jealous of your collection, Bruno. Very jealous. I don't know if you'll listen to this podcast or not, but awesomely jealous of
You
your
never
collection.
know. I mean, just the mention of a name will mentioning them will probably bring them over. Someone will be like, "Hey, yo, I heard they mentioned you on this." Like,
I could tag their Facebook page. No, you can't. You can't tag Facebook pages. That is ridiculous. Did you know that?
I think that'd be a bit. I don't know. I think that'd be a bit tacky.
Yeah, but hashtag Team Bruno all the way. But I guess now it's gonna be hashtag Team Bruno Mia because you guys are getting married.
There's no team now.
Yeah.
I haven't.
I mean, 16 years is a long time, but
Yeah.
Congratulations, guys. You guys really deserve it. Keep up the good work. I know you guys said the show is going. You guys going slow right now because nobody's getting notifications. So yeah, there's that. So I'm hoping you guys get a bump up in ratings because you guys are fantastically awesome and just fantastically good overall. All right, so anybody else want to add on to it?
Okay, I will. Before we go or anything else, I want to basically kind of give a shout out here to some of the things that I'm involved in besides Epicon. I have my own group, which is called Nightmare Inc. Basically, it's a group that does a little bit of everything. I have YouTubers. I mean, they do it all. They do it all. So, like I said, I give a shout out to them. You can follow some of them on YouTube as well. Realm Breakers, The Dreadheaded SKGT, Spike Nation, AMV Empire, Toxic Fox Gloving.
It's Morphin Time podcast might be on there.
They're coming soon as well. Not only that, not only that, follow me on Facebook as well as YouTube. Talos Gundam. You can add, matter of fact, I'm one of the few people that say this. You can add me on my Facebook page, Melvin Davis. I will gladly go through there. Like I said, I'm always your friendly neighborhood admin on there at all times. So, there's a lot of stuff coming up. If you want to get to know more about what's going on, especially if you are a true Super Sentai fan, or you're just getting into it and you want to know more about the culture that is Tokusatsu, I will be glad to get you more involved in it. Now that's coming from me. Those are my plugs. Shameless plugs. Those are my plugs.
I do want to say that if there are any people who are new to Power Rangers, I mean, like it's actually an interesting thing. I mean, as they've noted, as I said, starting out, I'm the new guy here. I know practically nothing, and I actually probably wouldn't be here without a magma cleric if it didn't re-spark my interest in it, because there actually is quite a bit of interesting lore to the show. I mean, I don't think the shows show it as well, but if you look through it, it's actually pretty interesting.
And since we're shamelessly plugging stuff,
I didn't shamelessly plug in.
I'm shameful. I'm plugging in my YouTube.
I'm shameful.
I'm plugging in my YouTube channels. I have one Magma Cleric V2 or the M&M Show. Or you can also, where I do top 10s on that channel. So
you might
top
want
10s,
to watch
countdowns.
calling it that, or else you might have some very famous rapper on you.
Yeah, that too. Or some M&Ms. I would gladly accept the M&Ms. I do countdowns, reviews. I do what's called Flashback Saturdays on there, which is my Saturday morning block cartoon show, which I'm getting ready to make that into its own YouTube channel, with old 90s commercials in between the cartoons, so you can reminisce. I also am going to have, I'm getting way ahead of myself. If you are a YouTuber and you want to make an intro or a commercial for your YouTube channel and you want it to be featured on Flashback Saturdays, make it, send it to me, and I will add it in the next episode of Flashback Saturdays. Now, my next shameless plug is 2021 Gamers. It's my group. I haven't been on there. I'm pretty sure we've disbanded by now because I haven't spoke to nobody in about a year. Close to it. But I do have Power Ranger related stuff on there. We talked about SPD and Time Force. I have a Versus series. It's called Versus. It is the first episode is Time Force, all 5 Rangers, versus all five of the main Power Rangers from SPD. Basically, 2 police forces going at it.
Now, are you going to do like all 5, or are you going to do all all 6, or just like?
It's all posted. It's already posted up on there. I just shamelessly plug it because it needs some more views. But the winner of that one was Time Force because people voted for Time Force.
I might as well go ahead and put this in here now. Even though he said 2021 gaming is probably disbanded, they'll be back up. They'll be back up soon. Don't worry, they'll be back up. I'm pretty sure of that. Almost 99.99% sure of that. But
that's if they still the group people want to still talk to me because I haven't been on there.
Even if they don't, I have new gamers. But anyway, besides that, also too, like I said before, you can get in touch with me at Melvin Davis on Facebook. I'm the only Melvin Davis that has an Aerodactyl for his profile picture that says Atlanta Aerodactyls. You'll see it. It's easy to find. Not only that, if you are a YouTuber and you really are interested in getting your stuff out there, or you're a graphic artist, you're trying to get some more work, I have a couple of projects that I'm trying to get on. Hit me up. We can collab as well. Not only that, like I said, I do stuff like I said on my page as well as the channel. In particular, like I said, I have my days set up. One of the few days I do, which was today, is Tokusatsu Tuesday. If you want to get involved on that, if you are a gamer, I do have gaming. I believe it's Gaming Fridays. I'll look back at my schedule and let you know. But I do believe it's Gaming Fridays. I have days specifically designed for Pokemon fans. I do have days even for the RPs. I have days for those who RP, who do Dungeons and Dragons. I have a day set aside for my artists and everybody else as well. So, like I said, y'all hit me up. Once again, Melvin Davis on Facebook, or you can find me at Talos Gundam. Like I said, or you can just go facebook.com/Talos Gundam. You'll easily find me.
Alright, so our next episode is going to come out within 2 weeks. It's going to be on the 18th, so please make sure you look at that. Before we leave, a shameless sponsor plug. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding, Tim. I'm kidding.
Yes.
Alright, guys, all seriousness, you want the best in gaming, you want the best in hanging out with your geeky friends, nerd friends, go to Zion. It's the paradise for gamers and geeks. They have everything you need from collectibles, comic books, video games. Tim is there. Michael is there with his video game collection.
Yes, Games from the Grave is also in there. There are a lot of shops that's in this one hub. Zion is, I can almost say Zion is a bunch of shops put together because you have Laura Luz, who is out here at the flea market, Kitty's Flea Market on the weekends from Friday. Remember, I think it's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I believe.
It's just Saturday.
Or
and
Saturday and Sunday. My apologies. It's Saturday and Sunday. She's out there all the time. If you can't really make it all the way into town and you know where Kitty's Flea Market is on Sylvester Road, come out. She's there. She's always there. We have events. Case in point, once again, Laura Luz. She's having an event this Friday. So if you're in or around Albany, come out to Kitty's Flea Market. They will be out there. Like I said, Games from the Grave. Michael Harrell is there. He collects old games and he sells them. I'm asking everybody, come by. Not only that, Epicon. I'm covering every basis. Epicon, folks. Epicon. I can't stress it enough. Epicon. For anybody living in the Southwest region, anybody living in the South, period. I'm talking about that's Florida, Georgia, Tennessee, North Carolina, South Carolina, Alabama, Mississippi. Come out here. We are here. This is the closest con y'all can get sometime. I know y'all complain. Some folks be like, oh man, I can't get to my con. Okay, come travel. If you're willing to travel, come travel. If you just travel to Dragon Con, MomoCon, or AWA, and a lot of folks complain about MomoCon and AWA,
prices are really high.
come to Epicon. What's $15? What's $30 for 2 days? Nothing. You can go buy a pair of Jordans for $200. Why can't you spend $15? Spend $15. I promise you, you'll enjoy it. You'll enjoy it way more.
And with that being said, like he said, please buy your tickets now. We need this support. Epicon is going to be bigger, better, and better. You go up to Atlanta, you spend $50 or whatever on just one ticket for one day versus $15. It's a $45 difference. I mean, come on, guys. You got to think that, or 40 difference.
Wow, 40, 45.
Yeah. So come out, get your tickets. Last year was extremely fun. There was a bunch of cosplayers there. There was a bunch of vendors there. There was a bunch of comic book sellers there. There was artists there. That we had Deadpool there, not Ryan Reynolds.
But of course, every con has to have a Deadpool.
I mean, but we did have the actual Deadpool from the Deadpool series that is online, and like I said, he's really, really good.
Wasn't it the Deadpool versus Black Panther?
I believe yes, it was.
All right, so with that, shamelessly, and once again, Tim, I'm kidding.
Zion.
Yeah, Zion.
Yes.
Please come out to Zion. Check out Zion. They have collectibles, comic books, board games, magic, and video games for all your nerdy needs. I am Marcus the Magma Cleric.
I am Talos Gundam.
And I am Eric the Red.
And it's back to action.